I put a post out on my social media last week talking about how we're going to start telling the story of Crest Digital, why we exist, what we're trying to do, what our goals are in the next few years. You guys probably see me posting all the time about Crest Digital, the websites we've built. Sometimes I'll post client success text messages that I get from clients, and it makes a lot of people mad, especially competitors. So I share those just really to make you mad at the end of the day. But I want to tell our story. You guys see me posting a lot and have no idea who we are. One thing we're really good at is taking care of our clients. One thing we're not good at is telling our story. So I'm going to go way back before Crest Digital, kind of start at the beginning, really talk about who I am and how I got into this marketing thing in the first place. There'll be a series of videos. They're going to be longer form. I know it's a little weird with social media. You don't get a lot of engagement with longer form, but at the end of the day, my goal here is not really for the engagement. It's to tell our story. There's a lot of agencies to choose from. And so I think that knowing the agency that you're working with is important. And so hopefully you'll find that answer inside of these videos. We'd love to work with you. We work with home service-based businesses. So junk removal and dumpster rental are our two biggest niches, and through these videos you'll understand why. But we also service roofers, epoxy flooring contractors, restoration companies is a big one, landscaping companies. So any kind of home service business you can think of, that's what we work with. We don't work with like e-com businesses, product-based businesses, that kind of thing, but really do well for home service-based businesses. So I'm going to go back and tell the story about how we got started. And again, this will kind of be the first of, I'm not really sure how many videos it's going to take. I'm going to try to keep each one of them under 5 minutes. So when I get around 5 minutes, I'll stop and save the rest for the next video. So a little background on me. In my professional career, I got started in the Marine Corps in 2009. I got out of the Marines in 2013. And like a lot of people in the military, when I got out, I didn't know what I was going to do. My dad was a mechanic most of my life, worked on cars. And so I thought that he could do it. I can probably figure that out. I went to automotive trade school at a school in Pennsylvania called WyoTech, Wyoming Technical Institute. I actually don't think they're around in Pennsylvania anymore, but their main campus in Laramie, Wyoming still exists. So I went to school there, got my diploma in automotive technology, and started working on cars at Audi here in Louisville, Kentucky. So they kind of gave me a shot. I started working on Saabs and Audis and Porsche and those brands. And in the middle of that, I kind of realized that I liked working on my own stuff, hated working on other people's cars. And so I had some time left on my GI Bill and decided to go back to college for business. And if any of you have been to college for business, you know that you don't learn anything about running a business when you go to college for business. But I did learn a lot of just kind of standard business practices. It taught me how to think. I would say that's the biggest skill set I got from college, is learning how to critically think, learning how to communicate with people that maybe I don't agree with. There's a lot of intrinsic skills you learn in college that I think are probably more important than the book work that you learn, which may be different if, say, you're going to school for engineering or a medical field. But in business, learning how to effectively communicate and how to think critically are the two biggest skills I got from that. So I get the degree, and I'm at that time working as a industrial maintenance technician. So I'm working on big food grade equipment, changing out motors and gearboxes, and working on conveyance equipment. And I'm working third shift and going to school full time on campus in person. And I got an opportunity to get into a leadership role as an industrial maintenance supervisor for a different company. So I go and take that role, get into leadership. And so I'm learning how to become a leader outside of the military. It's different in the Marine Corps. If you know how to lead in the Marine Corps, it's a lot different. You can yell at people to get your point across and to get things done. Everybody kind of understands what the goal is and what the mission is. And when you start working in leadership outside of that, it's a learning curve. So fortunately, I had some good leadership surrounding me at the time and kind of pouring into me. Took that knowledge and went to work for a large distribution company, probably the largest mechanical distribution company in the United States, and became a maintenance supervisor for them, kind of a step up the rung, and helped them establish a location here in Louisville, like a 1.5 million square foot warehouse here in Louisville, and then moved on from there and became a reliability engineering manager. So at that point, another step up. Now I'm managing an entire, instead of my supervisor where I'm kind of managing like a shift, so say first shift, now I'm managing an entire building for a pharmaceutical distribution company. Through this entire process, I started a junk removal company when I was with the first manufacturer, or the first, mechanical distribution company. I started a junk removal company. That was 2018. And so as I'm into this corporate world, I'm making better money. I'm becoming a leader, but I realized I really want to do something on my own. And so started, like everybody else, watching YouTube videos at the time. Tim Doss, I've been seeing him post in the group. Tim was putting out some really good content. Lee Godbold back then was putting out some awesome content. And so I'm following these guys, and I'm like, I can do this. I can bootstrap this. So I started a junk removal company in 2018. Had no idea what I was doing outside of what I was learning on YouTube. The market wasn't nearly as saturated as now. And there wasn't a lot of people to learn from. Like there wasn't a lot of competitors in the market outside of the 1-800-GOT-JUNKS and Junk Kings to really learn from. So I had to bump my head and bleed a lot and learn some really hard lessons, which kind of shaped the business into what it is today and set us up for, a successful future. So that's kind of the first part of the story. I'm at 6 minutes, so I don't want to go too far in, but you kind of know who Crest is if you follow my post. Now you know the background of how I got kind of where I am now, how I got into junk removal, why you may see me in a lot of the junk removal groups if you follow me at all, or if you follow any of those groups at all. I'm a junk removal guy. Started in 2018. And the next video I'm going to talk about how junk removal kind of leaped from just doing the work and getting my teams established and how we segued into the digital marketing side. So I hope this was informational, at least. I'm winging this. I'm not scripting it. So I hope you got some information about who we are just to get started. I'll be dropping another video either later this week, early next week, kind of segueing into the digital marketing side and how we got started there. If you've watched the last 7 minutes, I appreciate you taking the time to do that. I will see you guys on the next video.